What's the funniest way you've tried to help your grandparents with technology? My grandma called me over because her laptop was acting weird. I walked into her house expecting maybe a frozen screen or a pop-up she couldn't close. Instead, I found 47 browser tabs open. Not just normal tabs either. Half of them were blinking ads for cruises she didn't book, pills she didn't need, and something called hot singles in your area who love bingo. Her homepage had been hijacked by a website I'd never even heard of. It looked like it was designed by someone who learned HTML in a fever dream. I sat down and started closing tabs one by one, while she hovered over my shoulder like a suspicious detective. She kept saying things like, "Don't delete anything important," and "I need those for later." Ma'am, you do not need 12 tabs open for the same recipe. I spent 2 hours cleaning up her laptop, deleting sketchy toolbars, and explaining that clicking on every single pop-up was basically inviting chaos into her life. She nodded the whole time like she was taking notes. I even wrote down step-by-step instructions on a sticky note and taped it to her desk. I left feeling like a tech support hero. A week later, my phone rang at 9 a.m. I answered, and my grandma was screaming like the laptop had personally threatened her family. "You broke my computer." I drove over immediately, walked in, and saw her laptop sitting on the table looking like it had been through a digital war. Every single click opened 5 new windows. Pop-ups were stacking on top of pop-ups. Her desktop background had been replaced with a flashing message that said, "Your computer is at risk." I asked her what happened. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Well, after you left, I was trying to download more storage." I blinked. "You can't download storage, Grandma." She waved me off like I was the one being ridiculous. "Yes, you can. The ad said so." Turns out, she clicked on one of those "Congrats, you won a free iPhone" pop-ups and downloaded basically every virus known to man. Toolbars I didn't even know existed, a screensaver that wouldn't stop playing dubstep, and somehow, a browser extension that turned every word on the internet into a clickable ad. And somehow, she was convinced this was my fault. She said I must have done something when I fixed it last time, that I probably installed the viruses myself just to mess with her. I tried explaining that I literally spent 2 hours cleaning her computer for free, but she wasn't hearing it. She called my parents. They came over, and instead of listening to me, they sided with her. My mom looked at me and said, "Well, you were the last one touching it, so it has to be you." I stared at her like she just told me the earth was flat. I'm the only person in this house who knows what a virus even is. My dad shrugged and said, "Just fix it again." The argument escalated. My grandma started listing all the ways I disappointed her, which somehow included the time I didn't finish my green beans in 2009. Then she dropped the nuke. "If you don't admit this is your fault, I'm taking you out of the will." Over a laptop virus, I grabbed the computer. Factory reset the entire thing in front of all of them without saying a word, and walked out. 3 days later, she called me asking how to reconnect to the Wi-Fi. I told her to download it.